The test screenings for Superman have already taken place, and the first reactions are starting to surface. While some praise aspects like the acting and the film's tone, others point out issues that might worry fans. So, do these test screenings indicate a success or a possible misstep for the new Superman? Let's find out. Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. One of the first impressions is that Nicholas Hoult delivered a great Lex Luthor. This is an extremely positive point, since a good superhero movie needs a villain that lives up to expectations. And from what it looks like, Hoult has found the right tone to portray one of DC's most iconic antagonists. The actor has already proven his talent in productions like Mad Max, Nosferatu, and even as a hero, playing Beast in X-Men. With this track record, his casting as Lex Luthor seems increasingly promising. Praised CGI. Another good news is that the visual effects were well received. According to journalists and critics, the film's effects look good and convincing, which is essential for a Superman movie. The CGI in the trailer already looked quite solid, despite some unfinished scenes. But we know that before the official release, the film still goes through adjustments to refine the special effects and provide a better experience for viewers. Surprise villains. According to information from the screening, the movie might feature surprise villains. There were already speculations about other villains appearing in the film, and now they seem to be confirmed by the test screenings. The question is, who could they be, Bizarro or Brainiac? Let us know in the comments who you think it might be. Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane. Rachel Brosnahan's Lois Lane was also highly praised. People said she is fun, charismatic, and charming in the role, which isn't really surprising since the actress has an incredible background and seems like a natural fit. The character Lois Lane has always been an essential part of Superman's story, more than just a love interest. She is a determined, intelligent, and fearless reporter. Based on the first reactions, Brosnahan managed to capture this essence, delivering a strong and engaging Lois, with great chemistry alongside David Corenswet's Clark Kent. The film's tone. The tone of the film was also a major talking point after the test screenings. It was described as similar to the first Wonder Woman and Guardians of the Galaxy, which seems like a good thing, considering both films were well received by audiences and critics. In other words, it will have a lighter tone, but without losing its dramatic weight. This is a change from Zack Snyder's Superman, which had a melancholic and darker tone. David Corenswet's Superman and the Brandon Routh comparison. Here's a controversial point that might worry fans. Corenswet's Superman is being compared to Brandon Routh's version from Superman Returns. This raised concerns because the 2006 movie wasn't well received by audiences or critics. The issue wasn't just the visuals, but the lack of charisma and energy in the character. Like Corenswet, Brandon Routh also took on the role of Superman as a relatively unknown actor, and his version of the hero was heavily influenced by Christopher Reeve's iconic portrayal. This made his performance feel more like a tribute to the past rather than something entirely new. Some fans are getting the same impression from Corenswet. His appearance and posture resemble the classic Superman played by Reeve and Routh, but he might not yet have established his own unique identity in the role. The importance of test screenings. Test screenings always give an early insight into how a movie might be received. However, it's important to remember that the opinions from these sessions don't always reflect the general audience's reaction. Many times, movies that received negative feedback in test screenings ended up being well received later on, and vice versa. For example, Captain America: Brave New World was heavily criticized during its test screenings, and in the end, the final reviews reflected those concerns. But on the other hand, The Flash was highly praised in its test screenings, some even compared it to The Dark Knight, one of the greatest superhero movies ever. Yet, when it was released, it was nowhere near that level and ended up being a huge disappointment for DC fans. Of course, every new Superman adaptation sparks comparisons whether with other movies, actors, or directing styles, and that's inevitable. But overall, the reactions to the film seem mostly positive. Still, we'll only be able to form a true opinion when we watch it ourselves. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these details got you the most excited or concerned? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to share your favorite Superman adaptation. Make sure to subscribe and leave a like for more pop culture content like this. Share this video with a friend and stay tuned for more updates on Superman. See you next time.